If you are not getting open at impact, well, this is the video you need to watch. It's one of those crucial positions that's going to help you get that shaft lean, that compression, and fizz off the golf ball off the face. So in this video with special guest Hugh Marr, we're going to show you the easiest way to achieve this all-important position. Let's get stuck in. Okay, Hugh, so let's look at the player who tends to stay too flexed with their knees for too long, chest closed off, low point too far behind. And I saw a recent lesson that you were doing, and you're using a reference of an alignment stick stuck out in front of them, which we're going to demonstrate using a golf club today, of giving them an awareness, a feel of where the lead leg, the pressure, and the chest should be through impact. So run us through that.
So basically, one of the things you see, particularly with older players, is carrying excessive knee bend through the impact area. Now, this is a problem for a number of reasons. Number one, it robs you of speed. And number two, the more your knees slide this way, the harder it is to get everything opening up appropriately to be able to square the face and get your low point control. So I created this drill years ago for a player where I basically just stuck an alignment pole in the ground and said, right, address that. That's the golf ball, okay? Now your job is to apply pressure to the shaft, okay? Now straight away, you've applied pressure to the shaft by working your left leg up, rib cage is open, left shoulder's going up, okay? That's the only way that you can effectively apply real pressure to the shaft.
I wouldn't be doing that.
Now we know that every player of any standard who's played at the top of the game, they have more shaft lean at impact than they do at address. Okay, that's one of the few absolutes we see when the ball's on the ground, of course, okay? And this is obviously one of the most common things we see with club players, that the opposite is true.
Oh, big time.
Okay, knees slide, club gets released this way. So I want players to understand how their interaction with the floor and how they use their legs can influence how the rib cage works. So we can get the rib cage a little bit more open. That straight away is going to apply more of that shaft lean. And that's also going to give them the ability to shift the low point back up here, which gives them the ability to hit the ball then the ground. So this drill, as I said, again, like a lot of the drills I use, I want players to understand how to turn it from a drill to a golf swing feel. So we're going to do that now. So address the club. There we go. So that's the golf ball. And now I want you to put pressure on the shaft. Now straight away, you work better through the lead leg. The rib cage starts to open up and the lead shoulder starts to move this way, all of which are desirable in the golf swing. Now, to turn this into a through swing feel, I want you to slide the club head off the shaft and go into follow through. There we go.
And I feel my glutes squeeze, I feel my pelvis extend, my chest extend up towards, and that is the big effect of, let's say you see a lot of tour players, they'll have this sinking motion. I think the players at home can always think about Rory, this nice big extension to the top, the sinking down into the ground, and then that huge, powerful move where he's exploding up through that lead leg into this position. That's exactly what I felt like as I was doing that.
Well, you touched on the point earlier about physical limitations. Every single golfer we ever coach has got some physical limitation or characteristic that we have to work around, including Rory. And as a coach, I think that's a bit of an excuse. We've still got to find a way to get the club on the ball. We're not going to turn around to our clients and go, Kerrod, you can't do that. So you might as well quit. It's not a great business model apart from anything else. So finding these drills, if you can get a club player 5 degrees more this way, he's 5 degrees more likely to hit a good shot. So the physical limitation side of things, let's park that. Let's focus on getting the player to get as close to appropriate as they can and then manage that. Okay, same again.
So pushing.
So pressure the shaft. Good. Get the rib cage opening up and then into follow through for me. Brilliant. So hold it there. So the reason I like to use these follow through drills is, as I said in a previous piece, getting players to focus on follow through can influence everything that happens beforehand. And the reality is, if we put the club in a different place approaching impact, it's going to leave in a different place. As a player, you've got to understand where appropriate is in the exit and where inappropriate is, which is why, as I said, I dial into quite a lot of these follow-through type drills.
And I feel like for the recreational golfer at home, it's a lot easier to get an idea of, okay, if Hugh and Kerrod were moving him through a drill and that's good, that's maybe what I need. I need a little bit more extension through my body. I need to feel like I'm posting up on my lead leg, my chest is extended, club's more out in front of me. Well, it's a lot easier for them to use that as a reference and then build a backswing, which then organizes to achieve that, rather than going, well, if I'm here by this stage and then I need to move here, the club needs to come down at this certain angle, and then I need to, it's all time relevant. It's too
Okay,
difficult.
so let's progress this. Set it up again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pressure the shaft again. You're going to move into follow through. Okay, hold it there. Now you're going to, from follow through, swing to backswing and all the way through again. So there's your progression. Are you able to replicate that same position in the full swing than you were in the drill swing?
I love the layering of this.
I think it's so important. Great friend of mine, Graham Walker, who coaches Tommy Fleetwood, and I think one of the great coaches in world golf. He talks about earning the right to progress. Yeah. And I think that's such a cool way of approaching coaching. Look at it like a video game. If you can't master level 1, you've got no right trying to achieve level 2. And all of my coaching is geared around that, whether it's drills to improve technique, whether it's skills testing or any kind of performance testing. There's always, come on, earn the right. Give the player the buzz of getting to the next level, but also give them the challenge of having to get there.
Yeah, it gamifies your practice, which keeps it more engaging.
100%.
And adds that level of progression, regression, which if you think about any other skill you're looking to develop in life,
yep.
Playing a musical instrument, you don't just get lucky and bust out a whole beautiful tune, but we can, with this golf club, manufacture something to produce a reasonable shot. Doesn't mean that we've got it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's part of the problem, particularly with good players and launch monitors, in that we become quite obsessed with the numbers and say, look, man, you've got the perfect numbers. Well, actually, have you got the perfect numbers in a way that's functional?
Yeah.
Because good players can cheat it.
Yeah. Big time.
And that can be quite difficult as a coach and as a player. You say, well, actually, I'm doing what you want me to. I said, no, you're producing the numbers I want you to, but we need to do it in a slightly more functional way.
And a lot of the time, they might be producing these perfect numbers, but they're not even sure if they're lined up correctly.
Correct.
And their intent
Correct.
is hitting into a big open paddock with no consequences.
Yep.
How often do you look at a player's swing on TrackMan or camera here, and then you go watch them out on the golf course? Oh. Miles different.
Yeah, you get some nasty surprises. Context, intent. Yeah. There are so many things that happen before you actually pull the club out of the bag and hit the shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we are going to do that layering of drill. I love that. Let's chuck that golf club grip back there, and then I'm going to move in. So number 1 would be this, just getting a feeling of that.
Yep.
Number 2 is the slide off and post up. And let's do that once more, and then I'm going to post up and then swing back and go through that process again. So here, up, I'm going to swing back.
Beautiful.
Recreate that feel. Let's move straight into a ball. Nice, big, open, powerful.
Yeah, nice job, man.
Awesome, mate. Love it.